Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mirai Club. Today's the day. We are heading over to Toyota of Orange to get the rear sub harness. The bushings are going to get redone, from my understanding. So, rewind back about 3 months or so. I think I let everyone know there's a separate video on that, but there was a creak in the rear of the car, and the creak has gotten worse. By no means is it, I guess, like unbearable or affect day-to-day driving a lot, but it has gotten noticeably worse, mainly under low speeds. I guess like somewhat firm braking at low speeds, going over speed bumps, anything that has to do with articulating or shifting weight off and on the rear suspension portion of the car. There's a creak. And does it affect day-to-day driving? Not necessarily. Not really, actually, not to any noticeable amount. But the bushings are making noise. I'm at 20,000 miles, 20,044 miles today. Had the car for almost 2 years. End of February will be 2 years. And this is definitely not a normal time frame for a bushing to go out. But I don't know. I've not nothing else to really complain about the car yet in terms of build quality and reliability, because everything has been great. It's just a small thing, but I'm curious if any of you all have experienced something like this. I know in the original video, some of you mentioned that you did experience something like this before and have heard something in the rear, and it could be your rear subframe bushing or your sub harness bushing, they call it. But originally they told me that I needed a new sub harness, essentially aka new subframe, which to me was pretty insane, but this makes a lot more sense, the bushings. So essentially, for those of you that are not familiar, bushings are essentially like it's not made out of rubber, but essentially like some sort of poly or rubber that kind of softens the connection between the subframe, which is like a metal piece, and then the frame of the car, which is obviously metal. So you don't want metal on metal. You can do that if you want to be a race car driver, but I think for day-to-day driving, you do not want that. It's very uncomfortable and it makes a ton of noise. So anyway, I'm off to Toyota of Orange right now, and we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna bring you along the way, and hopefully we can get this resolved. From what I've been told, this is gonna take at least a couple days to do, which is understandable. You got to take the entire sub harness off the car, change the bushings, and put it back together. So it is definitely, I guess, a more labor-intensive job, or should be. I'm not super familiar with the Mirai chassis, but just knowing cars in general, not that I'm an expert, but some basic car knowledge. It's quite a feat, and this car is pretty heavy. And we're gonna head over there. I am gonna get a rental car from them, what I've been told. They recommended, they let me know ahead of time that the car is probably not gonna get worked on until Monday. It is currently Friday, and I told them it's okay. You could take as long as you need, but they said ideally for faster service, I guess the least amount of time, not with the Mirai, it would be ideal to come on Monday. So I just want to mention that. So once, hopefully, when I make a follow-up video when the service is all done, I'll factor that into the time it took to do the service. But in the meantime, they did let me know I can have a rental. They did have the courtesy, or they did ask me, they did tell me that if I turn it on Friday, today, they'll probably only have Corollas as courtesy vehicles, which to me, and I don't have any road trip plans or anything, so it's fine with me, less gas to spend. They did, I think they did incline or did allude to wanting to get me in a, I guess, a larger or more substantial vehicle similar to the Mirai, but nevertheless, we are on the way, Toyota of Orange, to get the service done. Try to listen for the rear sound. There's a little clunk there. I know the video is of a seat, but it's holding the phone in the rear. So I'm gonna go under braking now. We're just about there, about to enter the dealership. But check this out, rear wheel steer with this EQE. Hard to tell on camera, but the rear wheels are slightly tilted to the left, so this person can get in. You see it straightened out right there. And here we are, Toyota of Orange, just off the 55. About to head into service. They have a Corolla GR. I think it's the same one I saw. If it's the core model, it might be the same one I saw before. Looks like they have a Grand Wagoneer, Jeep Grand Wagoneer there. And then usually on the other side, there's a large number of Mirais, and I do see a couple. I'll check it out for you guys. All right, here we go. We are at the Toyota of Orange dealership. They're probably gonna take off these wheels. Be more careful with my driving. Looks like I smeared a curb. Thank goodness I didn't get any curb rash. Probably near the driveway, but yeah, lucked out there. But we are here. We are right. Front right. It's a little mark from the last time. Front left. And rear left. These marks were here before. Just talked with one of the service managers here, and he's going to confirm with or service people that sit in these. They're going to talk to the manager to confirm what kind of parts are going to be installed. But I'm here for the rear subframe bushings, from what I understand. I'll confirm with you guys. And then the 20K service, my 4th Toyota Care service. And here, let me give you, that's pretty much what it is. Inspections, fuel levels. It seems like a lot of inspections. Fuel cell cooling. Okay, it's essentially just checking if anything is wrong. I don't see anything that looks like it must be updated or changed. cabin filter. I guess that's the only thing. But yeah, there you go. This is for a 20K service. So this is the lot across the main dealership, still part of the dealership. But usually, last time I was here, this entire lot was filled with Mirais. Seems like we've got a good mix now of Toyota Crowns, Camrys, Corolla Cross. But we do still have some Mirais. Still my favorite color. The Limited, I wish they kept the turbine wheels, but I get it from a cost perspective. Same wheels as the XLE, just certain parts are not painted. Toyota Crown, more Crowns, and then here's some more Mirais. It seems like actually all of these here, so that blue one, and then all the other Mirais are Limiteds. I don't see any XLEs. So I'm assuming they sold through all of them, just Limited left. The Limiteds MSRP is $73,218. Interior is very, very nice. Yeah, 73 grand for Limited, and I believe Toyota is offering 30 grand off of that in Toyota cash. So 43,000, and then 0% interest for 6 years. And I believe the state rebate is still up to 7,500. I haven't followed up on the latest on that, but that too. And then you get the fuel card, obviously, for 15,000. But all I see are Limited. So again, the blue one here and all the other ones over there. Limiteds. And then, yeah, just a mix of, I guess, quote unquote, other regular Toyota cars. I would say, probably rephrase that and say cars that sell better or will sell better. So yeah, check out this Toyota Camry. Looks like it has the TRD wheels, but very interesting. But yeah. A quick update. It's been, say, about 3 hours or so. I was about to leave to run some errands, head home. But after talking to the service advisor, he actually told me the car was on test drive, that they had just wrapped up working on the car, which was pretty quick. But apparently that's done. And so they're wrapping up the paperwork now. I'm gonna go pick up the car very soon, but they did give me a loaner. It was a hybrid Toyota Corolla. It's like essentially brand new. Unfortunately, whoever was borrowing it last, like curb rashed the crap out of the wheels, but really nice car. I mean, it was like brand new. I was excited to use it for maybe the weekend, but I did want to mention that the service here has been great. I'm not getting paid to say that, nor are they giving me some special treatment. I was just overhearing a coworker, or not a coworker of mine, but the guy who was working with me for the car rental, his coworker was saying that someone called in for a Mirai swap and they weren't able to give him a swap because of the holidays. There's such a high demand for Mirai swaps, so they recommended at least, I mean, as early as possible, but like maybe a month, 2 months ahead of time at least, if you're planning on using your Mirai swap credits during like a high demand time, so like right now. Yeah, that's one thing. If you don't have to go through a dealer, but I think you get a better deal with the dealer because you get a better car, one, and it's entirely covered, versus if you go through Enterprise, you can do it, or some other rental company, but you get just a credit for like maybe I forgot the exact amount, but I want to say it was like $45 a day, I think, which, long story short, it doesn't cover the entire amount. So some stuff will have to come out of pocket. Nevertheless, I see my car now. It's way back there, right there. See how it is, but 3-hour turnaround, pretty quick, I assume. But the service has been great. They really did not have to get me a loaner. Dealerships don't have to give you one. It's based on the dealership and the service, especially in this high demand time. I think it's very generous because this was scheduled like a week ago, so pretty recent. Nevertheless, hopefully the service was good in terms of the job being done. I'm gonna go take a look at it now. Let's go. Here we go, leaving Toyota of Orange. Here's a fellow XLE. But let's see firsthand if I hear anything. I don't think the camera will pick it up enough, but let's see. I'm gonna go under braking. I shouldn't hear anything. Yep, no noise. I find that the noise is the most prominent when you're going downhill, at a slight downhill at low speeds, and especially if there's speed bumps. You definitely notice. Here we go. Yep, no noise. So far looking good. Or sounding good, I should say. Alrighty, so that concludes the service. As usual, it was good. Toyota of Orange has been my go-to dealership for all things Mirai service. One, because it's the closest, and so far I don't really have a reason to go somewhere else. So, but just to recap, the service that was done is the 20K service for the car. And that, from what I could tell and reading the service bulletin or kind of review summary, it's just an inspection of all things, and I think the cabin air filter. I think that's it though. I didn't see anything that suggested any sort of like hydrogen fuel cell update or anything, or even anything that'd be equivalent to like an oil change, I guess. Something that's mandatory that has to be done every once in a while. But that was done. Tire rotation was done. But the big thing, the reason why we're all here, is for the rear creak. Again, the times I hear it are usually on a downhill with an uneven surface is like prime condition to hear the creak. But usually happens at lower speeds. Higher speeds, pretty much is gone at lower speeds. But the product SKU or the product number was updated recently with newer models, so you shouldn't have this issue. I don't know if you'd call it an issue, but more of like an annoyance. But I was talking to the service manager, and he pretty much gave me the rundown that they updated the cross member. There was some cross member piece that was updated. The bushings were updated. I don't know how they did it in 3 hours, which is great. I'm sure I did share to the manager before that I do have a YouTube channel. Not that I use that to my, I guess, I don't believe that I present it in a way that is of a place of a entitlement or I expect special service, but I have noticed he definitely has been just extra white glove service, I guess. I kind of wish I didn't say anything, not because I just want to provide the most authentic experiences possible to share with you all, but nevertheless, from what I've been hearing with other people that have gone there for service, it's been similar. So I don't think it's hopefully that far off from a normal, quote unquote, normal experience. But everyone there has been great. I don't hear anything yet. Hopefully never, but just want to give y'all an update. I just got off the lot and driving back. But yeah, cross members were done with some updated part, and then bushings. So with that being said, we're all set. I was expecting them to hold the car for at least a couple days because I essentially dropped it off knowing, or at least acknowledging the fact that they may not even be able to get to it today, because they usually don't. The slots, they're just packed till next week, which was fine with me. But yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Toyota of Orange. Thank you for getting this done so quickly. I scheduled this appointment like a week ago, but I know it's been, yeah. But anyway, I first heard this thing, the noise, like about 3 months ago or so, or at least brought it into the dealership. I noticed it probably like 5 months ago. And then now it's all done, ready to go home. I was honestly hoping I could keep the rental for a bit, save some of my gas fuel card for kind of let it, I guess, extend the longevity of the fuel card a little bit. But yeah, with the hydrogen prices the way they are, I think it's worth it to drive a Toyota Corolla hybrid for a while, maybe for a really long time. But nevertheless, thank you for watching, and I hope this was informative to you. If you do hear a creak, make sure it's not a one-off. Try to do a bunch of tests as much as possible. If you do hear, but if you do hear a creak, it's not detrimental to the car. Most likely, if it is the same issue as mine, it's more so an annoyance. And if this was a used car that I bought, I don't think I have much grounds to complain. But given that this is a new car and rear subframe bushing shouldn't be going out at, like, when I first reported it, maybe like 15,000 miles, I thought, yeah, if we're paying for a $53,000 car, yeah, yes, there's rebates and all that, we all know. You just expect it to, I guess, last a little longer. But nevertheless, thank you for watching. See you on the next one.